Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanas. This is episode 297, season 12. Today's date is January 20th, 2024, and welcome to the program. On today's show, I will talk about Peppers Waterbed Stores. That's a place that a lot of people remembered or forgotten. So I'll talk about that place, and also I'll talk about my memories of using and having telephone books in my house in Chicago. So that would be, I had a few memories of using that. I don't know if they're still around. Well, I'll get into that in a moment. Excuse me. But right now, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Cling Free Fabric Softener Spray. I remember this. And this commercial came out in 1972. So sit back and relax, and when I come back, I'll talk about this product. Thank you, everyone.
Seems like every other day someone comes out with something new for your washing machine. Well, someone's finally come out with something new for your dryer. It's called Cling Free, the anti-static fabric softener. You just spray it in your dryer before you dry, and Cling Free's exclusive CF17 penetrating action makes everything come out soft and static-free. Cling Free costs less than leading softeners, and there's no dryer buildup. Cling Free puts in softness, takes out cling.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our game-changing FlexPath learning format lets you set your own deadlines so you can learn at a time and pace that works for you. It's an education you can tailor to your schedule. That means you don't have to put your life on hold to pursue your professional goals. Instead, enjoy learning your way and earn your degree without missing a beat. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Cling Free anti-static fabric softener spray. That's what it describes, that product. I remember this very well. I used to see the commercials when I was growing up. Came in a pink aerosol can. So what you do is before you load your wet laundry in the dryer, you just spray inside, like that, and just throw it in there. Throw your laundry in. I never bought it. I don't think my mother ever has. She always, when I was growing up, she used, for fabric stuff, she used Downy, for fabric softener. She used that. There were others. There was Stay Puff. Remember that? No. There was other ones like that. I can't think of the top of my head, but washer and dryers have changed over the years. Now they're more energy saving, and you use beads or just pods to clean, wash your laundry, or dry your wet clothes. My washer and dryer is sort of old fashioned. We don't have that, but it works like a charm. So we use fabric softener. And I've heard a lot of complaints from people, on television and people I talk to, once they use the washer and dryer, it smells. There's like that odor. I don't know what that is. I never smelled it. I mean, I never went to someone's house and smelled their washer and dryer. It's some, and then they do something with that. But us, we just doesn't smell. We just have a lint bar. You just wipe it after you're done, like that. And so Clean Free, they don't use sprays anymore, so I haven't seen that. So they either have pods or just beads, those little beads like that, or still liquids. You know, that's fine. It's changed. Laundry detergents and fabric softener uh, have changed over the years. In commercials, also for bleach. You know, like for Clorox or Snowy Bleach, Biz Bleach, and of course our own favorite Chicago brand, Linko, which my mom still calls bleach Linko sometimes, and some people do in the Chicagoland area. Amazing! It's amazing. It's kind of nice. Okay, I talked about Linko bleach on a previous podcast episode a long time ago, but I might bring it up again. Why not? I'll revisit it. I'll decide that soon. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I will talk about Peppers Waterbed Stores in Chicago and my memories of using the telephone books at my house when I was growing up. Before I get started, I want to mention one thing. Yesterday, I posted a photo, actually two photos of me holding up two Apple iPods. I posted the first one before, but the second one, I found the oldest one I had. That came out, I bought it in 2000, I don't know, 2 or 3. I remember I bought that first one. I remember buying it at Best Buy in Downers Grove, Illinois. I don't know. I was in the area, and I had the urge to buy an iPod, and I was excited. I was so excited to buy one, and I just had. I didn't have an iMac at the time. I had a HP computer. So I rushed home. There's something I never told people or anyone in the family. When I rushed home, I got pulled over by a cop in Oak Brook, and because I was speeding, and he was a young man, younger than me. Oh, must have been 20, 23, 24. And he's, and I said, "Officer, I'm sorry, I was speeding," and he said, yeah, don't I'll give you a ticket, but don't I'll give you a ticket, but don't pay for it. It's a warning. How nice of him. He seemed like a young man. And I told him what I bought, and I showed it to him, and he said, "Oh, cool, he got an iPod." Okay, and so I rush home. I said, I try to, set it all up. You do it on your computer. It takes a while, and then you start buying songs on iTunes. It's not called iTunes anymore. It's Apple Music. And I try to collect songs. Also, I had a lot of CDs, and I burned the CDs. I don't think you heard that term. I don't think you hear that term anymore. That you burn them. Like you take the CD and you transfer the songs to your computer. And iTunes was in its infancy. It's getting started, and it was kind of cool. Of course, you had to buy a song, which was 99 cents. I think now it's $1.99 per song. I haven't bought a song in a long time, unless it was something very rare like that. Right now, for my Apple Music, I'll tell you how many I have. I have 15,474. That's a lot. That is a lot. I have collected them over the years. I divide them by decade. Also, I have Christmas music, which is my favorite. So the first iPod doesn't work, but I bought a second one. It was black. That one works. It does. It really does. And I still have the charger. I could charge and I can still listen to it. I have the headphones. I don't know. I don't know if it'll work with my new computer. I haven't tried it yet. I'm kind of scared. We'll see about that. I don't know, but I can't sell them, or I'll find a way for the first iPad to get it working. Maybe it needs battery replacement. I'll see. I'll find a place, or I don't know. But like I said before, I'm not going to throw them out. No, I'm going to keep them. These are wonderful treasures, and kids today will say, "Huh?" Because everything's streaming now. You know, if they want to listen to music, they go to YouTube or streaming like that. They have the iCloud. You do that, or they listen to their iPhone or their iPad. Any type of music they want, anytime, any place, anywhere. But it's nice to listen. But when I do my walking, and I have my AirPods, not my you know, earphones. I just use my iPhone. I have a few songs there, so that's good. Okay, now we're going to talk about Peppers Waterbeds. I just thought of this place the other day, and I figured, why don't I talk about this place? I don't know much information about this company. All I know is it started around the late 70s, maybe 78, 79. Waterbeds in the 1970s were very, very chic, very popular. Oh, they were like the in thing. They started like about waterbeds like early, I don't know if in the 60s, maybe. I'm not sure. Late 60s or I know they were dominant in the 70s. So I never owned a waterbed. My cousin did. He owned a waterbed. One time I visited at his house. He had his own room in the basement. I went down and I saw it, and I never, I was so curious to just lie down and just get the feeling of that. And I asked him, "Can I lie down and try it?" And he goes, "Yeah, go ahead." And I did, and it was amazing. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was great. But I would never own one because he said it's like a lot of trouble. You drain the water, or then you pump new water in. I guess that's how it works. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't ask him for specifics, but he had that water bed for years, many years, and so someone in the family had a water bed. Then Peppers, that was the first company I remember that sold them. And I remember the commercials. They were shown on WGN TV Channel 9, WFLD TV Channel 32, Channel 2, Channel 5, Channel 7, whatever. And they had, so they were like flying off the shelves. Well, not exactly, but they were, people loved them. Single people had them. Married couples had them. Divorced people had them. I don't know about kids. No. Uh, Someone told me I had a friend of mine who did own a waterbed, and he used satin sheets. I said, "Isn't that kind of slippery?" Suppose you get out of bed and you go boom on the floor. So I guess he was all right like that. And then so Pepper's Waterbeds, they were all over the Chicago area. I found an ad from October 16, 1988, where they were located. I'm sure a lot have closed and some reopened, but I'll read off real quickly where they were located. So they were showrooms, like that. So the first one was in Arlington Heights. The other one was in Chicago. There were two locations. There was one on North Clark Street. I don't know where, probably on the north side. But there was one in Fort City. I do remember that. I forgot exactly where it was. So, yeah. And then the others were in Crystal Lake, Elmhurst, Fox Lake, Glen Ellen, Highland, Indiana, course, Maryville, Indiana, also Itasca, that was a clearance center, Joliet, Madison, Naperville, Niles, Norwich, Orland Park, Schaumburg, South Holland, Vernon Hills, and West Dundee. Okay. So that's, yeah, so you usually see the sign on their stores, you hardly notice it. So they were in business for a long time. Right now, I'm going to play a commercial from 1985, and they have that spokesperson, that man. I don't know his name. He might have been the owner, or he's just an actor, but I remember seeing him on TV. And you have that catchy song at the end. Peppers, Peppers, Waterbeds. And they showed the phone number 312 PEPPERS. Okay, so sit back and relax, and I'll play the commercial right now from Peppers Waterbeds from 1985. And I'll be right back, folks. Thank you.
Hey, how would you like to buy this waterbed and not spend 1 penny? It's Peppers Waterbed's not 1 penny sale, and that means this weekend you can buy any waterbed you want without 1 penny down, without 1 penny of interest, and without 1 payment for 6 months. Choose from a wide selection of Peppers Waterbeds and bedroom furniture. There's no down payment. Why, it's like sleeping for free for 6 months during Peppers Waterbed's not 1 penny sale.
Peppers, Peppers Waterbed.
Your neighborhood just got cooler with Kroger Delivery's refrigerated trucks. Simply order groceries at the same great prices online as in-store, and we'll bring them to you fresh every time. And if that wasn't cool enough, you can now earn 4 times the fuel points after 4 with your digital coupon. Choose a next-day Kroger Delivery time slot for 4 p.m. or later on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Must deliver by February 4th. Restrictions apply. See Kroger.com for details.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Peppers Waterbeds with that catchy jingle. Yeah, they were around for a long time. The best information I could find about them when they closed, it must have been about early 2000s or something like that. I don't know. I think Waterbeds went out of favor. They're not as popular anymore. I don't think anyone has one now. I don't know if they still sell them. Maybe. Unless you go to a mattress store and find one, but no. I don't think so. So no, I don't think you find any. So that's a shame, So that was a huge it was a big deal, in the 1970s and 80s, to own a waterbed, or in the 70s, it's kind of cool. You're trying to impress people, especially when you're a swinging bachelor, with your lava lamp. That's something I never owned. So, yeah, but they still sell those. I've seen them somewhere. Somewhere I've seen them. Anyway. So I'm glad I found this subject, and it's a first for Van Chicagoland. I'm very proud. Okay. Right now, I'm going to talk about my memories of telephone books or directories, if you want to call them that. They've been around forever. So right after the telephone was invented, I did some digging, history, and the first telephone directory was printed in New Haven, Connecticut in November 1878. And the first classified directory, or Yellow Pages, was, guess, in Chicago. By the R.H. Donnelly Company. We all know that publishes the Yellow Pages, and that started publishing in 1886. Right now, it's owned by Dex One Company. I remember that. So, Then over the years, a lot of cities had their own telephone directories, their neighborhoods, even in all over the world, in Europe, Australia, you name it. So like that. So my memories of growing up when I was little, I was fascinated by yellow pages because of the ads that were in, and they had some pretty pictures of that, logos of like gas stations, like Shell and Standard Oil. Oh, I love those. Or the numbers, their telephone numbers, that were printed, shown like that. Of course, and the telephone exchanges in the beginning were letters, like for example, BA 5-4274, something like that. And every household had one, and everyone had it delivered. Or when you own, let's say you you had a phone installed, preferably Illinois Bell, they would send it to you. You pay I don't remember because when I was little, I don't know if we had to pay a fee for it or when it was delivered, but I remember they used to deliver it in a plastic bag in the front porch, and they were heavy. Sometimes they were the white pages that lists the people, you know, like citizens of Chicago, like and the yellow pages that was for business. Sometimes it was both. You had business or commercial like that. I remember there was the Red Book. I remember that. Um, and sometimes you collect them, and sometimes you throw them out, and and then you receive a new one every year, because it's updated. My favorite memories, another favorite memory of using the telephone book when you look up numbers, for places like let's say you want to look up for a plumber, let's say something's wrong with your pipes, or you want to find any service that you need done in your home, like that, or any restaurants you want to look up, and you get the phone number. You want to make a reservation, or the best one I like was ordering a pizza. When you want to order a pizza, you look up the phone number. Of course, most people wrote it down. They stick it on the refrigerator door. We did that, but in my house we didn't order pizza that very often. So when I remember there were times when I was growing up, when I want to order a pizza, like at Angie's, or we picked one up at Vito and Nick's, on South Pulaski Road, or any other place. We just look up on the yellow pages and call. We could pick them up or have them delivered. That's great. Now these days it's a little different. When we want to look up a number, what do? You go online. You type in your search engine on Yahoo or Google it, or Bing, whatever search engine you prefer, and then boom, there's the phone number, and it shows where it's located, and what time it's open, what time it's closed, like that. And then you would either dial from your iPhone or your landline. I still have that, and there it is. You don't use the book. Uh, the last time I received a telephone book in my house, maybe about, I would say 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, something like that. I haven't seen it. I think they stopped. And a lot of people don't, they're ridiculing it now, especially young kids. They go, "What is that? This is unnecessary." Well, I don't need this. I could look up on the internet for a phone number, you know, or text. They text now, so it's like it's obsolete to most people. But I find it very, I don't know, comforting, and very nostalgic, to have a telephone book. Uh, Illinois Bell published them all over the Chicago area for many years. And then Ma Bell broke up in 1983, and they, what happened to that. And then Ameritech came, and now it's now they just right now it's AT&T. It's like that. So, can you imagine you want to contact AT&T and they say, "Hey, I want a telephone book." No, it's like that. So, what's funny thing about telephone books? Sometimes people use it when they drive, like short people, and they sit on it. They use it for a pillow. I don't know how comfortable that would be. Just like that. I still have a couple old ones around. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Maybe throw them out. We'll see. I don't know. Like that. Anyway, right now I'm going to play a commercial for the Chicago North Shore Northwest Yellow Pages. And this is from 1986. Okay. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back, and I'll wrap up the show, folks. Thank you.
When you shop Chicago's northern suburbs with your current Yellow Pages, you might as well have blinders on. You may be missing some of the best businesses in the area because you're getting only part of the picture. But soon, there'll be one Yellow Pages for all the best shopping areas around. Look for the North Shore Northwest Yellow Pages from Southwestern Bell Media and put the others out to pasture.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for the Chicago North Shore Northwest Yellow Pages. I remember this commercial very well. It's on YouTube if you can find it. At the end, there's this guy. These people are wearing blinkers like horses, and the guy at the end goes like that. I remember that very well. Also, last thing I want to talk about telephone books is that the famous jingle that Yellow Pages had, it's like, let your fingers do the walking. It's a snap. That's unforgettable. That's a classic. That slogan's been around since, I would think, late 60s, early 70s. I remember watching it on TV. So they advertise heavily on telephone books. You can still find them on eBay if you're nostalgic, if you want that. Because they're collectors out there. They love collecting old telephones, old telephone books, old telephone booths. I don't know where you're going to put it in your house, like that. Anything related to that. Also, we had Western Electric, that company that was located in Cicero, Illinois. I got to talk about that company one day. We'll see. I will talk about that. That's fascinating. That's a fascinating subject, Okay, that's it for today. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about Peppers Waterbed Stores in Chicago. Also, my memories of using the telephone books or directories in Chicago, in my house. All right. This podcast will be published later on today. It will be published wherever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, also Breaker, Overcast. If you tap on those apps, you can hit subscribe or follow. Also be published on my blog, vanishchicagoland.blog. Also on my YouTube channel. Another person asked me the other day, where do I find your podcast? Go to YouTube. Type in the search engine, Vanish Chicagoland Stories. You will find it. You can listen to the latest episode and hit subscribe. Also listen to previous episodes. If you have time or you're in the mood, please do. Go ahead. What's funny? I talked to a friend of mine the other day, and he says, well, Pete, I love your podcast, but sometimes I fall asleep. Well, he was tired because he was working. I'm trying. I just I'm just being myself. I told him I didn't mean to bore you. You don't have to listen to everyone. Whatever tickles your fancy, like that. Also, it'll be posted on my social media accounts: Facebook, X, which was Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, Instagram. Also on Threads. Also, I just got invited to Blue Sky. It's a social media uh, platform. It's not new. It's been around a while, but you can't just sign up and you're in. You have to get an invitation, or you have to be on a wait list. And I don't know how long this wait list was. How long it takes for the wait list to be clear. But I know one thing. I received an email from someone, a follower, and she said, "I'm sending you a invite code to join Blue Sky." I said, "Okay." So I said, "Yes, I would like to join." And she sent it to me about a few days later, and I got the code. I signed in, and I entered the code, and I'm in. Not much activity in there really. My following is not growing, little by little. It'll take time, but I alerted everyone that I am in Blue Sky. It's like Twitter because the former CEO of Twitter, he's involved with that, so that's okay. That'd be great. So I will post my podcast on that too. We'll see. Okay. As for another podcast episode, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I'll get that ready. I don't know. I have to think what I'm going to talk about. It'll take a little time. Take a lot of thinking. Okay. So this is Pete Costanis, your host for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories. Thank you for joining me. Today's weather is cold still, but the sky is blue and it looks gorgeous. It looks, but it's deceiving. It looks nice, but it's cold. So it's going to start to warm up little by little starting tomorrow. And then Monday through the whole week, it's going to go up to the 30s and it's going to rain. But at least the cold will be gone, thank God. And it'll be sloppy, with all that snow, and it gets all dirty and black and blah. Get it out of the way. All right. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music with Ray Rayner saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and everyone have a great weekend. So long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.